Good evening, welcome to Ubuntu channel, and my name is Chaza, right here to take you on the program called My Point of View. And this program comes your way every Saturday at 8 p.m. And right now we brought it slightly late due to some, technicalities here and there. We are glad to be here once more, and we do present this program that is tailor-made for you to actually add your voice to the stories and headlines that have made, stories and headlines that have been this week. And to join me on the program is Himba Malambo, not forgetting Mr. Mukelebai, and probably even, our usual, participant or panelist is, CJ Chibonta Jule. Mr. Mukelebai, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza, and good evening, viewers. Thank you for having me tonight.
It's definitely a beautiful thing to, have you tonight. And you sound like you're having a nice time there, especially that you're not on camera. So it's a presumption that we're living by this time.
I've been trying to work on my lightings, but unfortunately, I don't know if can you see me?
Yes, we can see you. We can see you.
Can you see me loud and clear?
With a little bit of showers, but definitely we can see you.
Okay, thank you.
Definitely. Without much ado, our colleagues will be joining us right here on set. And those of you that are following right on any social media platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, and so on and so forth, you are free to join us and express yourself as regards the stories that we are bringing to you. So for now, let's take a look at the first story. And on the other side, we do have reactions, and our colleagues will be joining us a little later right here on the program.
The cost of mini meal has continued to be a source of concern among many Zambians, with citizens showing their displeasure direct to the #1 civil servant, President Hakainde Hichilema, during his 1 week of activism to mark UPND's 2 years in government. The head of state was quick to acknowledge the cries of the people.
Bantu bali kuchita simago. So manje tavala stifuna chimanga chatu kuyenda mu maiko enango tibana babantu bazidya bana banga bazikola nanjala matabani wakuno manje kulimbe kutenga ku bantu bali panje panje.
But economist Yusuf Dodia says curbing smuggling will not in any way reduce the cost of mini meal, as this is not the case of shortage of the commodity in the country.
Clearly, there's a difference between high prices of mini meal and shortage of mini meal. One can attribute smuggling to the shortage of mini meal, meaning that traders would prefer to take the mini meal to neighboring countries and sell it there for more money, thereby creating a shortage in Zambia. But from what I'm seeing from the comments that are coming out there, it's not about shortages, it's about the high price. So the issue of smuggling is not really the issue at hand.
Mr. Dodia feels the only way to address the cost of mini meal is by addressing the cost of producing the commodity.
We need to go back and say, if we want to bring the price of mini meal down and to stabilize it, we have to bring the costs of production down. In other words, we need to find cheaper fuel sources, cheaper electricity, cheaper ways of money, cheaper money. We have to borrow money at a cheaper rate than we're borrowing now, because the milling companies are having overdrafts and loans and paying an interest of 25 to 30%. That also goes towards the customer. So at the end of the day, if we can reduce inflation rates, it means the bank interest rates will come down. And inflation rates, we're talking about consumer pricing index-based inflation rates. Those are the ones, if they come down, the cost of borrowing money comes down, the cost of mini meal comes down.
Currently, a 25 kg bag of mini meal is fetching at between 270 kwacha and 300 kwacha in most parts of the country, despite President Hakainde Hichilema promising while in opposition to reduce the cost of the commodity to 50 kwacha once in government. 2 years down the line, Zambians wait patiently for the time when a 25 kg bag of mini meal will be costing 50 kwacha, or they start believing politicians are good at making fake promises. Vincent Piri for Community TV News, Lusaka.
The issue of meal is a big issue as we stand in our country as regards the price and also availability. And we have so many opinions as regards, this issue. Mr. Mkelewai, what's your viewpoint? What's your reaction as regards, to this clip that we have from viewing?
Well, thank you so much, Chaza. We need to understand one thing, that this is the first time this government has ever faced with such kind of high price commodities, especially meal. And we should actually give them time to find out on how they are going to come up with a solution to mitigate this first challenge that they have encountered. This is their first challenge. And definitely, I am very positive, as I have faith and trust in this government that we elected, that they are going to find a solution. When I was listening to Wo Yusuf Georgia, when he was trying to explain the difference between shortage and we're talking about the availability, the price, the high price, the price and shortage. You cannot divorce these two. When you have a shortage of commodities, definitely the supply and demand will come so high that prices will definitely be affected. And for him to say what the president was talking about does not relate or interact, to me, I feel that was somehow a little bit of a short sight on his part. He's an economist or is a businessman. You should know very well what it means when commodities are, when we are running out of commodities in a country. You will find that that commodity will attract the demand, which will be so high. Eventually, it will attract the price, the price hike into that commodity. However, my point of view is that this government, I'm not their spokesperson. They have their own excuses. They have their own reasons to why this issue has happened, and it is taking place, and they are either working on it. But from what I know is that they cannot dictate the price alone. This government has shareholders, or rather they have other stakeholders that are also into the production and supply of meal. If the government imposes a price, that will mean that the government will choke the millers or the people that are involved in productivity, and there will be chaos in the country, because the millers will simply say, enough is enough, we decide to stop producing because there's no profit. They will venture into other businesses that will make them bring money into their bank accounts. And now the question will be the government, can the government be able to manage on their own to feed the whole entire nation alone? That's why the government needs stakeholders. They need these partners, these millers. And the government, that's why they have their hands tied, because they cannot dictate the price. If it was up to the politician, I promise you, the milli meal price would have come to 50 kwacha as promised during the campaign period. Hakainde Hichilema had pain. He was at pain to explain. Many people did not understand what he meant. But you want today to take every word literally the way he said it and using it against him. And I find that to be so unfair to the people, to the government, or to Hakainde's government. So we need to give this gentleman time. This is the first time ever he is encountering a milli meal price crisis. The question is, how should we allow him to fix this problem? How is he going to fix this problem? It has come for the first time in his office. It has come quite early, 2 years down the line. We know that this milli meal prices has been going up even during, in every government. They have had their own ways of resolving the milli meal crisis. And here we are waiting to see this government if they are also going to come up with a solution that will stand the test of time. Because we hate that we keep on falling into the same ditch, come year in, come year out. We want a permanent solution. And how is that going to be fixed? We are very hopeful that we have the right people in government and that are finding a solution where both the government, the people, the consumers, and the producers, the millers, are going to live or be able to be happy or content with the solution that is going to be worked on. So let me not say much. We are not supposed to exaggerate this crisis. People are mistaking the high prices of milli meal to a starvation crisis in a country. Zambia is not starving. Zambians are not starving. Zambians have enough food to feed themselves. The issue that we should talk about is the prices. How do we bring down the prices? We have the maize, we have the milli meal. It is the price that is affecting that is of our concern. How can we help the government to mitigate this issue? Instead of demonizing the government and talking about resignation, pavunga mulande po is resignation, pavunga. We are not being fair to this government. We can tell that those comments are coming as a result of individuals that are still hurting, that are still have pain for having either lost their power or for not liking, wanting to have this kind of president or this person who is this president who is in office today. They just hate him by nature. I don't know why, what he did to them, but they just don't want, hence them coming up calling for resignation before they could even give him time to find a solution for this issue. So we are jumping the gun. The opposition, hold your roar. We know that is a situation that could be beyond HH, but I know for the fact that this gentleman will have a solution at the end of the day, and we are going to be happy, be smiling, all of us. So the question is, Why should we attack and claim that we should tell him to step down over a meal prices that he has not been given time to resolve or to find a solution for? So let's take our time, or let's not provoke him. I know he's doing everything possible because it's just too early. He just came in with a victory. Now, for us to push him around and insult him, calling him names, just because Uvungana Abudula, we are forgetting the history, where we came from. We are forgetting about the debt mountain that we are yet to fix, because it has not been fixed yet. Debt restructuring does not mean the debt has been cancelled. The debt is still there. The mountain debt is still there. And we are yet to fix that. So probably let me stop here than rushing the gun.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mkileba. We do appreciate. And Himba has just joined us. Himba, welcome to the program, and good evening to you.
Thank you so much, Chaza. Good evening, viewers, wherever you are. I don't know whether I'd say good evening, good morning, whatever time it is, depends on the part of the world you are. And it's nice to be with you after a long time.
Beautiful. Have you taken a look at, the clip that we are from viewing?
Not really, Chaza.
Okay, I think we'll then proceed to the next clip, and I will spare your viewpoint, on the next clip that we are yet to view. Let's proceed and take a look at the next bite, and we see you on the other side.
Thanks, Chaza.
Certainly.
This is the scene of an accident that occurred in the late afternoons of Sunday outside the University Teaching Hospital when a speeding motor vehicle that was coming from the east to the west direction lost control, moved from its side to the opposite side of the road, where it hit into a mobile booth that was being operated by an unknown person who was injured and rushed to the University Teaching Hospital. One of an eyewitness who was present at the scene now explains what transpired. Meanwhile, Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary Administration Mambo Hamaundu, who was also present at the scene, says he is disappointed that drivers seem not to have courtesy for other road users. The Permanent Secretary has since advised business owners in a habit of trading along the roadside to desist from doing so, as it exposes them to risks.
The ministry, we get concerned. We did witness an accident, and what came to our mind is structures being built very close to the road and the danger that they pose to the lives of the people. So my appeal to the general public is that heed to the advice from the local authorities. When the local authorities say do not put up a structure by the roadside, they are aware of the imminent danger that you could be facing. So it is an earnest appeal that we are making as a ministry, because ours, amongst other things, is also to protect the lives of people. So that's the general direction that we're really just advising the public out there. Whenever you want to put up a structure, engage the local authority so that they authorize you, because the local authority are the ones who are planning for spaces.
For now, the condition of the victim is not yet known, as police deputy spokesperson Danny Mwale did not get hold of the information by broadcast time, while the driver of this vehicle has since been arrested. Prudence Chota, reporting for Canada.
Right on. No, not so long ago, I actually met some people that were removed from where they were trading, so close to a road, which is, next to Ndola Teaching Hospital, and they were there bitterly complaining that it is very unfair for them to be removed. And seeing an accident of this sort makes me get to relate the danger that is there when there are people that are sailing so close to the road. Let's get to have your reaction, Himba, this time around before we get to hear what Mr. Mkeleba has.
Thank you so much, Chaza. I really failed to understand. Oh, it really, really surprises me at the rate the road users in our country are taking lives of people so lightly. Both his or her life as a driver and other road users, Because if we look carefully where the road accident happened, that is a residential area. And if we listen to the eyewitness very carefully, he says, Motoka yenze mumwamba. It means the car was flying. To me, that's what I'm trying to understand. But what I don't understand is that why? What is happening? Where is the problem that is making the drivers to drive the vehicles the way they are driving? And I don't really understand. We just lost, is it 33 people where the vice president was putting the some of them to rest? Is it 2 or 3 days ago? So apparently we are losing a lot of lives through the accidents. For me, my appeal, I would also want to appeal to the government that can we have strict measures on these roads? Even Nama road marking, if you look at even the local authority, the PS for local government was there. But if you check, my markings Pajapa Road, Palibe, and where it's like a residential, why can't we also have mahams, proper markings, so that probably it will help? And what are they doing when people are driving vehicles at a higher speed, are driving vehicles under the influence of alcohol? What is happening? We are losing a lot of lives. It's high time when the leaders from all walks of life, they need to join hands together to control. We can, they were at the rate to pay na road accidents. It's something that is very painful, and I mean, it doesn't just make sense for me. What is happening in our country? Where are we going wrong? What are we not doing right on the road? Baratsa, that's my question. Because if that person was driving like that, I've witnessed where a driver, I call a saying, Pajapa SDA between Livala SDA, Pampeni, somewhere there, Pampeni supermarket, where somebody was literally driving a car at a higher speed, and then it was early in the morning, and he was literally drunk. So I think the penalties and the penalties for such crimes should be really stiff so that somebody will not do it again. Let's find a way. Ngani ma license yakazinkala na ma points nga muntu achachani mwachita withdraw ma points and mwachita withdraw license. Some people, they should, even if they've got the license, they should come to a point where they should be certified and safe to drive. Because today somebody is going to qualify to drive, tomorrow they have maybe other challenges, they lose it. Let them be certified and able to drive, and then the license should be withdrawn from them. Like that guy ujaindongena moja enze kasa anapunke muntu ekaendongena, and then he would be allowed to drive again on the road. So why should we keep such drivers on the road? Anyway, I rest my case.
Yeah, we definitely feel your pain, Himba, there. And thank you so much for your point of view. Mr. Mkeleba, your reaction to this?
Thank you so much, Chaza. Well, I think a lot has been said by Himba. So for the sake of time, I would suggest that we move on, because the accident scenario, we're just hoping that the victim is safe and or doing well. Otherwise, there was a lot of there was an element of negligence, and I believe the police, they are on the case, and according to the eyewitnesses, they see that the person that was operating the vehicle in question was actually probably driving very fast, and this could lead to a lot of it could lead to a very serious case if the victim dies. And I think also the permanent secretary also alluded to the fact that people should take into account these issues. These posters, or rather the boosters they put by the road. I think it is imperative that we have to look at our health, at our safety, because when you're operating a vehicle, this gadget, this vessel we operate can misbehave in one way or the other, and you happen to be within the vicinity because of your work, because of your cantemba, you end up be a victim. So that's why it is important that people should not be operating near a busy road. We know you want business, you want to make money, but take your booth a little bit further away, 20 meters away from the main road, so that if there is any problem, if drivers make an error, they are drinking and driving, there are some people, even sometimes it's the police chasing a thief who has stolen a car, that if you are nearby, you have put your shop just 2 centimeters near the main road, do not complain when you are hit by an oncoming traffic. So you have to be very careful. You have to take your life seriously. Operate your cantemba away from the main road, because anything can happen. So that way, I think let's not just look at this issue as just a simple mere accident. There are a lot of people that are going to be involved, and that are going to suffer. It will be a chain of people suffering, those that are depending on the person in the booth, and the person who was also driving, probably he has also dependents. Now he's in prison. The patient is in the hospital. We could have avoided these problems if we could simply adhere to our safety measures. Safety comes first. Safety is the most important issue that we need to take into account before you start any business, before you erect anything near the busy road or anywhere. You have to think about your health, your safety, because you may die at a very short notice because of your negligence. And your negligence, they say ignorance is not a defense in a court of law. You cannot say, I did not know. It will be too late because you're already injured or you are dead. So take good care of yourself, prevent yourself from dying by putting up structures, kutali, away from the main road. I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mkilewa. We do appreciate. And just in case you'd like to join us and make known your reactions to the stories that we have, you can definitely get to click on the link that we have shared right in the comment section. Or better still, in case you'd like just to make a comment without joining us on set, you can drop us a comment right in the comment section. This is Ubuntu channel, and the program that you are following right now is My Point of View. Let's go to the next clip, and on the other side, we get to have your reactions.
but you've had a long day today. All of you are looking forward to some rest. Suffice to say, may God bless each one of you, and may this not be the last. And for those of you who have doubts in the power of the Lord, you have seen for yourself. Amen. And when people pray, God answers. God has got his own style of answering. Do not feel weakened because you think God has delayed. There's a purpose why God might not answer immediately. Sometimes he answers immediately. Like today he has answered immediately, but he may have chosen to answer tomorrow. But God is never late. He's always on time. So mark my words, we should always look to God regardless of the situation in which we are. Everything has a purpose. And if the purpose is to enrich God's glory, so we should be grateful for it. The suffering we went through is purely to show the might of God. Yes. The loss of power by the PF, like I said elsewhere today, was meant to show us how God works. Yes. And he's working. Let God continue working in your lives. Individual lives, at home, community life, and indeed the whole nation. God bless you.
There we have it. Let me get to hear what Mr. Mkelewai has, as regards this clip. Mr. Mkelewai.
That is Pastor Lungu speaking. I know as a Christian nation, when we invoke God, when we invoke the scriptures, we start talking about God biblically. We've just become so holy. Suddenly, the statement changes, the environment changes, and we become, people. We start believing, or rather clapping, because we have invoked God. But when the gentleman who was speaking, Lungu, was the president, when he was ordained as a president, God, I don't think he even appeared. He was on the radar. If God was there, if he was inspired by God, by now we were still going to be holding on to him, because he was leading, his ruling, his principles were dwelled on Jesus or the Bible, and we were going to be happy. Hakainde Hichilema, together with the UPND or the opposition at that time, would never have been subjected to all those atrocities that they were subjected to. If this man, if he was sounding the way he's sounding today. So we know that God does humble people. He does humble people. Walungu today is humbled, and today he even can call upon God together with his wife. Suddenly they are so much into, they are now the Pentecostal like crazy, like they can even speak in tongues. Where were they when we needed them, when we needed that spiritual father of a nation to come to our aid, when our fellow brothers and sisters were being shot at, when we were being beaten, brutalized? Today you want to come and be humbled just because you lost power? Come on, you can lie to your fellow people, but not the Zambian, not the real Zambian that knows, that understands how a human being can change. Walungu cannot. I know. Well, biblically speaking, we can simply say human being can change. But uakale matakaleka lelo line tuvule power tuvapere valungu lelo. You will be surprised how he's going to start arresting and beating up. The cadarism that we avoided will come back. So What you have to understand is that even thieves or witches, they pray to the same God we are praying for. They pray for protection, that they should not be caught. And when an average person sees that, we think, oh my God, bantu bakwalesa awe bela mibepa bantu mwira bepwa umutima wa muntu twishibira kumichitile emilandile lelo bela tubepa lelo suddenly they have become now God fearing lelo le satale tale puso pakanwa twalibe shiva uko bafu moko twafuma. We know how we suffered under this gentleman. This is the president that we never knew. This is the president that we never even heard about his history. Suddenly we were imposed. We thought he was going to be a gentleman that was going to take good care of the nation. But look at what we passed through under his regime. Yes, there are positive things that he did to the nation. We should appreciate that. It's because he's mandated to. He was mandated to do those acts, because we could not have allowed him to sit in the office without doing any works. Just like the way we are talking to Hakainde Hichilema today, when we are seeing shortcomings, the minimum prices, we are telling him, we did not elect you to come and sit and just complain. We want to see action. Edgar Lungu tried his best, but he failed us. But we kicked him out. If anything, the very God he's talking about is the God that helped us to kick him out. Today we can see a lot of things that were happening behind closed doors. Lelo mwise mulete lesa, you want to invoke lesa, muma deals mwale chitogu shiku. I'm a $400,000 from nowhere. A housewife, not known for the businesses, not known for anything, just a housewife. She started sharing, I'm a US dollar, nayotema kwacha. United States dollars, sharing for safekeeping, avoiding the banks. Who does that? And today, Lesa, God, hey, we know that even thieves pray to God that they should not be caught. We know that. So Lungu, I know we respect him. He's the former president. He did his part. He can invoke God. It's okay. We can tell him to do what he wants. But he should learn to nurture himself. Let him just lay low and repent to the things that he did, because we're still holding him accountable. Even for this current Ubunga, we cannot make HH be accountable for this. Nothing, no. Ubunga, ama mines, ama all this crazy stuff that has happened in the country today, we cannot hold HH accountable. We will hold Lungu accountable. He is the one that was there, or his party was there for 10 years. What have they done in 10 years? Yes, we punished them by kicking them out of power. Now it is time for him to ikatapakanwa. Don't you kubeva kaviye ke kali mungandeove, so that we can allow the current government to fix ama problem mwasha. It was just too much problems. 2 years. Ngamwali bomba bwino bakateka ba Edgar Lungu, ngamwali bombere bwino. As you purport, as you claim. nga leero HH nga takwetepo n'ama challenges ayatulelandapo, because your economy, by then the economy would still be viable, would still be okay. Nga HH na group yakwe baisa onaula nishimula ndufyo wabo they are just negligent. But in this scenario, it's too early to point a finger at the current government to say you are the cause of all these problems that we are having. Yes, there was COVID, we understand, but the economy was already in a mess even before COVID came into play. So we know, yes, we can pray to lesser. Do not take the name of the Lord our God in vain, for he will not hold you guiltless if you take his name in vain. That's what I can say for now. Lungu, please continue being in retirement and respond to the questions that we have for you as a nation. We need answers on where did your wife find those monies to start dishing out to the people, to the relatives. Where did she find that those colossal sum of money when she had no job, only to keep you satisfied, State House? We want answers. That's all we want, not lesser. If we want lesser, we'll go to the Bible, we'll go to the Christians and ask them to pray for us. For now, we just need answers. We love a patient. Don't bring less. Thank
you, Mr. Mkelewa. We do appreciate Himba. What's your take on this one?
Chazana Totela. Thank you so much. How I wish the message Vapela, former president. I know most of his supporters, they don't like calling him former president, but that is the fact. He's the former president of Zambia. Nothing will change. That's the truth. I wish that message was giving on that particular day. That's the message he gave when Samansama died. I wish that's the message he gave when Lawrence died. I wish that's the message he gave when Martins died. I wish that was the message he gave when the Namgala boy died. You know, all these people we've lost, some whom have not even mentioned the names. If the former president was coming out like that, believe me, he would have had more respect. You know, that was a very good and touching message he gave. But when all these incidents were happening, when people were losing their lives, there's even message of condolences the former president couldn't do. I remember at one particular time, he was able to write a message of condolences to Mafish from Copperbelt University, but he was not able to say the message of condolences when people were being killed by his cadres. You know, having said that, I want to put it here on record that actually the Zambian people, when we have the issues that involves these big politicians or big fish in the pond of politics, let us sit down and ask ourselves, what is the situation? Let us understand the real problem, why this person is involved in this scandal or in this issue. Why are the police officers after them? In this situation, it has nothing to do with politics, nothing. The family members of the former first lady reported kuti banati bela motoka, banati poka vintu. After those girls used the money, some of the money which they were given to keep. So that was basically a family matter. And then the police came in because we are saying there's no other, we are not saying that's what the law says in Zambia. No one is above the law. Whether you're the former president, whether you're the former first lady, no one is above the law, period. So when you're found or when you're accused of car theft, the law has to visit you, and that is a non-bondable situation. So basically, certain things which vet come by my politics in my chan, and me, I'm very disappointed on this issue because people are saying, and especially I want to talk to the women, the politician women. Bazimai, if we know that you still want to be treated with baby's gloves, don't join politics. There's no way. This is a person who wants to be president of Zambia one day, or who is aspiring for the office of the president, comes and say, no, Bazimai, they are attacking us. So should I queue in the name of being a woman so that when they come to me, I'm going to cry foul? Should I steal and I should let free because I'm a woman? So whether you are a woman, if you join politics, you should be treated as a politician. Whether you're a woman, if you steal, you should be treated as one. Whether you're a woman, if you break the law, you should be treated as one. Whether you're the former first lady, you're the first lady, the law is a law. No one is above the law, as we are talking. If you go to America, go and see how Trump is being treated right now. So ever with my politicians, Babuela, and it's so shocking the way we Zambians were taking this matter. The politician, Babuela, Bamba no imba, you know, Bamba.
Mr. Mkeleba, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Chaza.
Okay, it appears then that we have lost Himba to connectivity, and that's very unfortunate. And without much ado, let's then proceed and take a look at the next, item that we have.
Yes, please. Let's go ahead.
Director, please take us to the next item.
Mining remains Zambia's backbone for economic growth. Since May 2019, the impasse between government and Vedanta Mineral Resources has been a thorn for the country's mining sector after failing to meet the earlier promise of 31st July 2023 for the new investor to take over operations at Konkola Copper Mines. Government has handed over the operations of the mines to Vedanta Mineral Resources with a call to perform to the expectations of the set guidelines. Disclosing the announcement, Minister of Mines and Mineral Development Paul Kabuswe says the investor is expected to boost the country's mining sector to the benefit of Zambians.
Following these consultations, I'm here to announce that we have finalized the negotiations with Vedanta. Vedanta will return to run and resuscitate operations of KCM as the majority shareholders alongside ZCCM-IH. I want to say to Vedanta that underline the word resuscitate. Therein lies the benefit to the Zambian people. We don't want running battles. We, like the Minister Copperbelt said, the Vedanta under UPND is going to be different. We are very positive about it.
Among the conditions Vedanta Mineral Resources will have to meet after reinstatement includes $1 billion United States dollars injection for development at KCM, $250 million as payment to all creditors, $20 million investment into the local community every year, 20% increase in salaries for employees, and one-off payment of 2,500 kwacha to all employees. The investor, through its representative Pushpenda Singla, is ready for operations in 3 months.
And once-off payment kwacha 2,500 and a 20% increase to all the KCM employees with the intention to provide a long-term stability. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, the negotiation with all the stakeholders to resolve the dispute may have taken longer than anticipated. But finally, we have concluded and reached an agreement. I think this is a win-win situation for the government, for Vedanta, for JCCM, and more specifically for the people of Zambia.
Meanwhile, stakeholders in the mining sector are delighted, explaining that the deal will address various challenges the sector has been facing.
With the clients of the miners and the other people that depend on KCM. So you can send them so that we thank him. But finally, KCM was unlocked, which was a thorny issue as we interface with the workers. Including you, Honorable Minister, some people have called you.
As my colleague said, we are also passing our gratitude to His Excellency the President in ensuring that we reach this far. The only request that we want to make, since the agreement is already there, we would want some funds to continue flowing. And this I would urge the ZCMIH board, working with the provision of liquidator and vendetta. You have already agreed. So can we have funds begin to flow so that suppliers are paid?
As government targets to boost the annual copper production to 3 million metric tons in 10 years, will the target be realized? Game on. Time will tell. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
This has been, the wish for most, businessmen, especially on the copper belt and so on and so forth. And finally, this issue has come to rest. Let's once again get to invite, Himba, the one that we lost, before we took a look at, the previous bite. Himba, we lost you. Welcome back. And what's your reaction to this bite that we do have?
Thank you so much, Chaza. All I'd love to say is it was sad I was kicked off the studio. I think my network, it belongs to certain political party, which I'm not going to mention here. But nevertheless, I'm back. This is a very brilliant move. We are so grateful to the government. We are so grateful that a KCM is being resuscitated. And we hope that what was agreed is going to be implemented. Congratulations to the people from the mining industry, and it's a brilliant move for the Zambian people. However, my appeal to the government is that may they also work quickly on giving the license to the small businessmen who want to engage in mining. And these should be Zambians. And can they make it easier and cheaper for them to access those licenses so that they can start mining legally, not illegal, and their safety can be taken into consideration. However, we are saying congratulations to the government. That was job well done and great achievement. That's what we want to hear as the Zambian people. Thank you, Charles.
All right, Himba, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Mr. Mkelewa, your viewpoint on this issue.
Well, thank you, Chaza. I am not going to congratulate the government. I will simply say good observation, and it was good that the government decided to either rescind the first government decision that messed up everything, because we as a country, we're going to really be caught in legal battles with vendetta. Vendetta today is back, not at our will, not at the PF's will, not at the Zambians' will, not at any person's will, but because we are a country that wants to see production, that wants to get some profit, and that don't want to pay colossal sum of money to an individual investor just because of one politician's mouth, who opened the mouth carelessly and acted irresponsibly, negligently, where we were supposed to actually pay a lot to this vendetta company because of one foolish individual who decided to think otherwise, that they were clever, they were doing the right thing at the right time. Unfortunately, the decision that they made was a terrible one, and no investor was willing to come back and take over the tab that vendetta had taken. because Vendetta had done their own homework. They had gone around the world. These miners does communicate to each other. They know what they are gotten into. And Zambia was on a verge of losing more money on top of the mountain debt that was accumulated as a result of recklessness of individuals, of the leaders that we had entrusted. On top of that, they went ahead and made up decisions that was going to make us pay heavily. Hence, this matter of Vendetta and Zambia was in court. And we know the court, the lawyers have advised, including one seven lawyers, PF, Nava, UPND, the independent, the state councils. I believe they have sat down, they assessed the case. They saw that we as a Zambian nation, we had a very, very weak case against Vendetta because of one individual or a certain group of people that decided we want to convince our fellow Zambians so they can vote for us. All they were interested for was power, but not the legal issues that were involved. They had to put this company under liquidation, the mines under liquidation. What happened? Who was on the receiving end? How many people suffered as a result of a politician's decision? It has taken how many years? Since 2018, I believe, somewhere around there, 2018, 2019. Up to now, that is when we are striking a deal. This is not a deal that we can even be proud of and clapping for the government. We should simply say it is a deal of convenience because we don't want the mine to be flooded with water because no one is operating in there. We would rather go back to the same guys that messed up things and tell them, hey, this is your last chance. We are giving you a last chance. If you mess up, we'll definitely kick you out. But for now, we want you to come and continue with the deal. Pay our workers, employ the people back into, let us run, even though we are going to run under difficult and loss, but at least our people are able to get a salary at the end of the day. I am aware that this government had to go through such kind of decisions. It has never been easy. It has never been simple for them to even conclude that we bring back the same company that has violated so many mining rules. Hence, the matter was in court. But because we had a weak case, I believe this government did a wonderful job, a clever job, a categorical and very straightforward job that they bring back the same guys to erase. In the meantime, we are looking for greener pastures. So we should not be surprised after 10 years that we tell Vendetta to say, hey guys, after 5 years or after a certain period, they say, hey, I think we are ready now to breach the contract because we have a good investor. But for now, we don't want to keep our minds empty. We want our copper belt people, our copper, to go back and work and make money. So bali abambi bashi nani kanenga baisa copper belt bese mukubepesha Yesu bese mukulala ndefya kwalesa mino baiba milengele ebalenge kuteti mwibe mu mafia because of pamulomo wabo nama bad decisions bapangire nimwe bakopala mufire mwa chitapo. Think twice. how to welcome that person, either with your hands or with your backs. It is entirely up to you. Because ewa mitumpika, not mitumpika, my apologies with that word. Ewa lenga kutira chimule chula, mutamukwete nchito, tamukwete ndalama cha kushito ubunga. Ewa lenga. The lower leisa copper bell that yo, father of the nation, my foot. I rest my case.
All right. Do remember that the opinions expressed on this program are solely, personal. So whoever is actually, giving us their opinion, that is a personal opinion and not an opinion for Ubuntu channel. And this program is my point of view. Let's proceed and take a look at the next item, and we do see you on the other side.
Residents of Kabanana Site and Service, Chimwemwe area are very concerned with the prolonged blackout that Kabanana Police Post has been experiencing.
It's about 2 weeks. 2 weeks for police malite and then this is a problem. Chilling without malite it's kind of phones of police who but no they have got a bill for police and police no malite. Baisha Makendro so they challenge it now. So the government should look into it, at least as you go for check all over MP, councillor, and for malite, police no malite, what they have one bit. No, police na bill, they've done all around. So,
pa police na papa libe malite. Kambi ya papa makondo kwa ma cases yosiana siana. Manje ngati pa libe malite, then visa chitika ni vinangu, visa chitabadolo mafonzi, bama bwera kucharginga muno. Bama kamba chati malaiti yazapwera zapani pa polisi tima chetekera muri beve not kuri wina kozolota vata crossing ama shops tima chitira depends muri beve kuti bastirangana mainga tipalipe malaiti bizakala bwanje 3 weeks ya kwana malaiti pali besi ya kana kuyaka bakamba chati mailo if the last time tinafunza hapo malaiti bwanja timalaiti yaliko yasila chabe bati I don't know kapena anasida vazonolo yanafa ule anashitabanji
ngati malaitu mulibe bazashitabanji upadeti chita attend kuli bantu amene babwena na ma problems so tipempa ngoche batsanganire problem nokuma Kabanana Police Post pali malaitu.
Efforts to get a comment from the police proved futile by press time. Reporting for Ubuntu Channel, I'm Jubonta Jule in Lusaka.
I was actually smiling when I was looking at the clip there because Chibonta Jule, the one reporting, is one of those that, I usually write here, on the panel and getting to analyze the news bites. What, a great honor there, CJ Chibonta. We greatly appreciate for that, news item. Let me invite you, Himba, to come first and react to that, bite.
Chaza nanga pa polisi pashota bwanji malaiti.
There are stories that sometimes no, they don't have units. It's not known if they don't have units or there's a fault or anything like that.
There's no allocated fund for the day-to-day running of the center, because basically songa walibe malaiti mati ya fuel bali nayo India matato wakawaitana bwana kuli wakawala kuno watingenera ati to manifest ya fuel tibe motoka mnibe fuel mu motoka. No. It's unheard of. I think something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. How can a government institution be run like that? No. It's unacceptable. Very unacceptable. You know,
Indeed.
they're my situations. How do you expect some reports by Bwanji? How do they write reports? So isn't it a threat to the security on the center? Because even my documents, my documents, don't they keep people swama kulibe bantu beba masunga like bakabagwila beba sunga pa police kulibe? Because
Muma cells.
yes, basically there are people in the cells, and therefore, what about if somebody decide to run away? What happens? They won't even be able to see them, and this they may be having bakawala very complicated, you know, and it's actually a very, very sad situation. For me, this is an urgent matter. The Minister of Home Affairs should look into this. You know, even for these police officers, sometimes for them to underperform, it's such things. Apa so naka corruption kapita bwino nimunza chat bwere kuma 19. You know, somebody say come kuma 19. Know that it's dark, no one will see us. Whatever we do, it will be between me and you. So definitely, this is a very sad situation, and I mean, it needs to be arrested as soon as possible. Our community are in danger. And me, I'm appealing to the government. The police officers, may they be looked after very well. Thoroughly, their working conditions. Because if these people, they are well looked after, their mindset is okay, believe me, they are going to provide good services to the citizen. You can't expect a police officer to be very effective. Alembera report Mukenduro. Yeah? Even the officer in charge, what is he doing on that police force? Because you would have followed up on that matter to the relevant authorities so that issue should be sorted out. You know, this is the type of laissez-faire we don't want in the government. And this is actually what is drawing the development of the country. Probably there's somebody in charge. So if he can't correct the issue of electricity so that his junior staff or his personnel, they work effectively, what does he do? You know, what does he coordinate? What does he do? So the officer in charge should also be answerable. Why could he be malait? And what does he do? If malait could be, because pa police malait sangasil at kulibe ma prepaid kulibe chan. So this is a very, very unacceptable situation, and it's very embarrassing. You know, the officer in charge could be government. The officer in charge should do something. That is a laissez-faire. It's the responsibility of the officer in charge to make sure that all the right equipments and the facilities for the officers are in place. That's why I rest my case, Charles and Alec.
All right, thank you so much there, Himba. We do appreciate it. Mr. Mkelewa, your viewpoint as regards, this issue of electricity, blackout and so on and so forth, on these police posts.
Wojak Mwimbo, I will give this direction to Wojak Mwimbo. Muskima Luswavi Satate. I will speak Lozi. Wojak Mwimbo Maluswavisa, Nimimina Mapokola Kaufera, Inspector General of Police. This is your issue, your baby. You do not expect the whole entire president to come to your aid over my units, your electricity. That's a very shameful. You shouldn't be doing those things, Vane. There is someone who is not doing his job. Somebody is being incompetent, and we don't want incompetency in this government.
Just sorry, sweetheart, to come in. Just point of, I don't even think it needs to take the whole minister to come in. Where is the officer in charge? Where is the district commissioner? Where is the provincial officer? But minister bachoke ku ministry kuenda kukabanana kuenda sorting a malaiti.
If that's what it takes, then so be it. Let them go. Let Wojak Mwimbo go and find out what is stopping, what is causing the electricity problem in that police post. because these are chaps that are clogging the system. Someone somewhere is sleeping on duty, is not doing his job. So we don't want these issues to be a national issue. These are small challenges that we ourselves can fix it within the police post section at that level, not where you sit and wait for weeks. This is an embarrassment. So whoever is in charge there, let him be disciplined. Whoever is holding on to the petty cash, whoever is even not failing to, then we have a problem. Tell us if you want help from citizens, from ordinary citizens, let them come in. Just announce. If you, the police, don't have the money, tell us so we can come in and help you. Me, myself here, and Himba and Chaza, we can donate some money to come and buy units for the whole month or for 2 months. Don't embarrass us like that.
Where is our taxpayers' money? Since the taxpayers' money, your money.
Don't let them not embarrass us like this. This is what we are talking about. These are chaps that need to be got rid of, but chosen and bring someone who is very innovative and action-oriented people. Boy Inspector General, that is your case. We are now invoking you to come in and attest because that falls under your jurisdiction. Go and fix that problem at that police post. Stop embarrassing the Zambian people like that, the Zambia police like that. We have so much hope in the police today because of your transparency and because of the way you are not. These days you are not even beating people. We are happy for you. These days you are not arresting anyone frivolously. We are happy for you. All over Kambe to my lawyers, to our opposition, to Kambe, they are just trying to intimidate you, but you are standing on your feet and tell them off. We are happy for you. So we want you to not to embarrass us over small administrative issue. This is an administrative issue that should not even find its way to the social media. This should be fixed within a minute. Muskemalu Swabisa, IG and your people, stop embarrassing us. We don't want to talk about the president in this issue. Please, we don't want that. The president should not even come near this issue of, we have already sorted out the issue of load shedding. So you cannot have just be experiencing load shedding per police post imos unless mumaroi undi mwemfuiti, mfuna ubwera natuma ball landing anatuma chat. So please, IG, we are appealing to you, the IG, Inspector General of Police. Go there. If it means walking there, walk and fix that problem. You can even use your money, you the IG, and claim from your petty cash later. We are paying you a lot of money, you guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mkelewai. We do appreciate and pardon me, my mic was actually, accidentally muted there. Let's take a look at, the next story, and we get to have reactions on the other side right here. Remember, this is Ubuntu Channel's My Point of View, and we are delighted. Let's
we are concerned as citizens first on 3 issues. The first issue being the statement which the president recently made in Kanyama, I think wherever he was, where he said that we are changing gears and number Zambo Fiantaba opposition Pamikosi. I think that's a very serious statement in a democratic dispensation. The president has been saying he's a Democrat. He's been saying we'll follow the rule of law. It will be important for him
to explain to Zambian people what he means by Kufenda Pamukosi, because he is trying to infringe on our rights as opposition members. He's trying to instill fear in us as opposition members. I think the president must know that that era of intimidation is past us, and we will not succumb to that. We will be speaking for the people of Zambia. So we'll be speaking. The second issue that we want the president to talk about is the issue of, he made a very serious statement concerning the issue of his following people that are working on coup plotters. I think that's a very serious statement. A president cannot be speaking off cuff like that, because that statement he made on people that are trying to plot, that are trying to work against his government, just that statement itself takes away investor confidence. That statement brings in fear in the economy. Obviously, the indicators will begin collapsing. And therefore, we want the president to stop alarming the nation, and those that are involved should quickly be brought to book so that we know who is involved. Lastly, we want the president to stop using the names of the deceased persons in his quest to campaign. The president must stop using names of families, people who have died in the past. While we regret that act, it is not good for him to make political capital out of people that have died. He should stop mentioning their names, more so that he has not even made an effort to compensate those families, but at every opportunity wants to gain political mileage by invoking and by invoking pain in those that have lost those families. I think it is not right. Let families heal, and let the president stop talking about the deceased. It's very important.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome back. I'm sure we've all seen the clip, and Wamkelebai. Now what is your reaction to that?
You see, thank you so much, Himba. Amano yava opposition these days, especially ama comments vale pela these days ama opposition. They are actually in a provocative in nature. They are in a provocative in nature because of the manner they come out. We are not going to sit back and relax and listen to this narrative that is being given, peddled around by the opposition, portraying a picture that this government is failing to deliver, when this government is doing everything possible to correct the mistakes that were made by the previous. I heard this gentleman talking about the president should not talk about the deceased. What is he scared of? What is it? Why should the president avoid talking about the deceased that were killed through mob justice or through extrajudicial killings? Why should the president avoid talking about those things, those atrocities that were committed by And the reason why the president comes up with this is because of the way you, the opposition, are provoking him. You're provoking the state. You're provoking the people that are trying to do damage control. People that are trying to fix the problem. people that are sleeping, that are having sleepless nights, just to find solution for the mistakes that you've done for the past 10 years. Because Calabar, he is PF, no matter how you want to sugarcoat or put him in whatever category, he is PF. Calabar is a PF stooge. He will support, he will forever stand with PF. So this issue of him coming forward and say, no, he is now the opposition for citizen first, it's just on paper. Umutima wa aba mu PF muri ba Calabar. Oko bafuma. So him and the rest of Munduvile, everyone in Mwamba, in PF, they are the same chaps that are busy attacking the president and the UPND government. And guess what? What you receive from the head of state, what you hear from the head of state, is not because it is coming as a result of him praying to God or doing everything. It is all done by you. You created this. You forced him to respond that way. And we have been waiting for his reaction this far because you are drawing him so close to the edge. If Hakainde Hichilema was a weak soul, I promise you, you guys, the opposition that we have today in Zambia, you were going to turn this man into a dictator. You were going to turn this president into a terrible president. But because he is a God-fearing and loving people and he loves his people, he wants to save the nation. He wants to show you. He wants to prove you wrong. He wants to prove the nation wrong, that he is he is not cut from the same cloth as Lungu or as the previous leaders. He is a different soul. He thinks differently. But because you are pushing him so hard, you are criticizing him, calling him, instead of coming up with solutions, you, the opposition, you are busy pushing him to the wall, against the wall. And instead of even pushing him that far, you are attacking him correctly. That's why I always blame him as well. I blame WHH for having repealed that law for defamation of the president. Because you guys, you are all over and you are spreading hate. This hate speech, it will never leave Zambia because that's what you are known for. The moment I see Munduvile, the moment I see Kambwili, the moment I see Citizen First Uyu Calabar, there's nothing that I can see from your faces apart from HH, negative this, negative that. You have never spoken of anything positive, not even appreciating the free education that this man has done, not appreciating the graders that you are getting in every constituency today. The CDF, nobody is appreciating, thanking him for having done those things, appreciating, not even thanking him, just to acknowledge that they're doing the great job. You have never shown that. What kind of checks and balance is this? All you are doing is that you have disrespected this president from the word go. You have called him names. You are still calling him names. You're still insulting him today. You are very disrespectful. When they come with him, calling it Paputi, Mwenda, whatever. What is that? You are not, as a politician, as an opposition, you are supposed to come up with issues and offer solutions. If at all you think he is acting ultra-viriously, you need to come in and correct. Unlike what we see today, all of you, the opposition, you are a bunch of useless creatures that are busy attacking the character, assassinating the president. You are supposed to respect the office of the president. But in this case, we don't see that happening.
You are busy insulting him, degrading him, demean him. How do you expect him to respond? So his response, when he's talking about those things he said, Mangalato, I'm 100% with him, because you guys, you have created this to yourself. That is how you want him to react. He has taken away the legal issue, the law of insulting him, so that he avoids you calling him, persecuting him, or persecuting you. You start calling him such kind of names, negating him, even inciting. Coup d'etat, Bene Membe. Membe was practically inciting coup d'etat. How do you deal with such individuals? And such individuals have a constituency of followers. How do you deal with such people? So I am not against the president coming out like that, because that's the language you need. That's the language you want. Or else, should we borrow the Museveni to come and help us for 2 months? You, by opposition, will you be able to talk? So be careful what you say. And I'm very 100% with the president, and he is right, because you are not providing checks and balances. You are busy attacking his character. And because you are also invoking this issue of tribalism, which we have told you, the Zambian people, we don't want. We are not tribal. We are a country that should unite. But you keep on peddling this nonsense of tribal issue, because he's Tonga and he shall forever be wrong. He will never be right. Everything he says, everything he does is negative. You are crazy. You are the ones that are crazy, and you are getting what is coming for you. He has also realized that he probably made a mistake by treating you with baby gloves, because you are a danger to society. You can put this country on flame because of your statement, irresponsible statements, especially Kambwili. And you Kalava. You guys, you are. And when we see what you do behind closed doors, Jesus Christ, you are hypocrites. You want to show the nation that you are the cleverest one, you are the best. Yet what you are doing behind closed doors is something so terrible. Kambwili, is he not the one who was busy telling people to go and pee in the what? In the gas tanks when the fuel was getting high, when he was minister? Kalava, is he not the one who is involved in this cell phone scandal? The people that want to claim cleanliness, holiness, come on, guys. Let other people talk. Not more politicians to Kwete Mzambia these days. You are just a bunch of useless ratchets. You need to go back on the drawing board, think how to put Hakainde Hichilema together with his team on their toes. They will run over you like crazy, because you're a bunch of useless chaps who are busy talking about nothing but just the rhetoric.
All right, Mr. Mukeleba, I think we'll cut you short to give him about 2 minutes, and we come to the close.
Let me just finish my point. Sorry, Chaza. Challenge the government. Challenge the government with real issues. Let's talk about meal prices. Let's talk about how to reduce the fuel prices. Let's find out what modalities are they using to fix these challenges that we are faced by our people. Don't go and start attacking. You even have the audacity to call the gentleman to resign. To me, that is childish. We just elected the president.
All right.
So I rest my case. I rest
Thank
my
you so
case.
much.
My apologies.
Himba, let's get to hear what you've got. I was kicked out, and I presume that you didn't actually give us your view. Himba.
Thank you so much, Chaza. You know what? Basically, it's very disappointing. If you think about it critically, you'll be disappointed to hear the political leaders speaking like Vakalava is speaking. You know, these are the leaders whom we expected to put HH on the hot seats. You know, I've listened to his script very well. There's nowhere he has put a solution. And there's nowhere he has even spoken on the people of Zambia. He spoke in his own personal capacity. And whatever message he was delivering, it was a personal message. So honestly, how does him telling the president to stop talking about people who have passed on going to reduce the price of mealie meal? You know, what solution has he given that the price of mealie meal should be reduced so that every Zambian, despite of their status in society, will be able to afford a bag of mealie meal? How is it going to work? What he has said, I expected Mr. Kalaba to say the price of mealie meal is very high. If the government would go this way, would do this, it will help. That's what I would expect him to hear. Then secondly, he's saying the president should not talk about people who are dead, let the families heal. Why didn't he also advocate for the perpetrators of these killings to be taken to book? So he wants people to forget so that he dies a natural death like that. You know? So the people who killed, they should be brought to book. And there's no way you can say you don't force, and you know, when you are mourning, you don't know, maybe because we mourn different. Maybe those people who died, so now he's saying, no, let's stop talking about the dead because the family should heal. No, but we need to advocate and we need to remind when you are in government, these people died. And you know, sometimes these political leaders we have, if they don't have anything to offer or anything to say, let them keep quiet because they are not representing us well. They would have been putting the UPND government leaders on a hot seat. They should have been demanding for answers why the price of mealie meal has gone high. They should be demanding for answers why the fuel price is going high. Not what they are talking about. You know, our politicians, these old politicians, we are no longer interested in their politics. We are no longer interested. And just friendly advice to these political leaders. In Ghana, character assassination, this group of this generation of voters which is here now, we are not even interested in that. They need to convince us. They need to bring ideas. They need to bring information. Not you should tell me, start telling me, the president should not say that. The president should not say that. They are pushing. We know what they are pushing. Mr. Kalaba and the team, we know what they are pushing as the Zambian people. They are pushing a narrative of human rights. And he even said, the president says he's going to rule the government based on democracy, whatever. So basically, that's where they are scratching, so that when they are touched, they know they are abusing our rights. There's no freedom of speech. There's no democracy. We are tired. We know these politics. We know them. We want politics of ideas. We want politics of solutions. We want politics of unity. And we want politics that are going to bring development in our country. Character assassination, personal bitterness, we don't need them. We are not interested. All those personal issues, they have them. They should deal with them outside the political arena. We are not interested in such kind of things. Thank you so much, Charles.
Thank you so much, Himba. We do appreciate Mr. Mukelewai. It's been a great time right here. Not forgetting those people that are following the program via Facebook or YouTube. We greatly appreciate. This has been my point of view on Ubuntu channel. Your host, my name is Chaza right here. Till next time, God bless you all.